Hello Aquas and cross watchers. Welcome to my channel, Project Fev, Tarot and More. My name is Sharon, Intuitive Empath. I am here to channel a message for you guys using the tarot and multiple other decks regarding April. I can't believe it is April. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe, well, I know it's not April yet, but I mean, we're channeling energy for April, and that just seems like, where did January, February, March go already? So time's whizzing by, days are whizzing by, time to get some ish done. Okay, Aquas, I did not shuffle the deck yet, so you guys are gonna actually get to watch my process from start to finish in kind of like you're gonna have to guess how it's going because I don't have the setup so that you can see. I'm working on it, you guys. Like, I really want to have like this full setup so you can see the cards. I'd love to do a picture-in-picture so that, you know, it feels interactive with me as the reader. But lighten up some sage right now. We're just gonna clear the energy of the cards and basically move forward here with Aqua's reading for the month of April. So I didn't even do a premeditative. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go with this. I feel like April is one of those months where you're not gonna get a lot of time to think about things. There's like an essence of stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. For basically like the past 5 or 6 months, it's been a hurry up and wait. And right now I feel like for April, it's just gonna be a hurry up. It's literally just gonna be a hurry up kind of situation. Like, let's just do it, okay? So I'm gonna channel specifically in the message for April. Now, mind you, as you end a cross watcher or cross watcher, keep in mind that this is upcoming pending energy, okay? I tend to be a futuristic reader as it is, channeling intuitive messages 2 to 3 weeks out. So if it hasn't happened and it doesn't resonate with you right this second, that's okay. Watch the video anyway and pick what stands out to you as a sign now. Use it as a trigger so that if the situation does tend to come into your line of sight or event or circumstance in the future, it triggers that thought process or that, you know, that internal resonation with you, and then you know, hopefully you guys will get the benefit of thinking of it and responding by either rewatching the video or watching the part with the advice cards especially, okay? I really try to focus more on the advice. The body of the message is really just to confirm that these are the events or circumstances that are surrounding you, or these are the energies that are affecting you, so that you know the advice is really meant for you, okay? A little bit of housekeeping as we go through. I'm now available for personal reads, so look to the description box below for a link as well as email address, things like that, for Venmo, etc. So that if you guys, if this resonates with you and if you want something extended or you want a personal reading that breaks off of this and you want specific questions, then you have the information there, okay? Right out of the gates, 3 of Hearts, okay? Or excuse me? Mercury retrograde is over. What the hell? 3 of Hearts. Am I necromancing? What is this? 3 of Swords in reverse. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, we might have to get back to why 3 of Hearts. Maybe that's a sign, 3 of Hearts. There you go. You guys see the 3 of Hearts in April? You'll know. There's your sign, okay? So 3 of Swords in reverse. I feel like this isn't about having your heart broken or someone broke your heart. I feel like this is your heart is hurting. Some of you are recovering from your heart ache, okay? I don't think necessarily it's over though. I don't think it's over. So some of you out there are dealing with some heartache. I don't think this is a third party. I think this is the same person. There's either been 3, you know, together, break up together, possible breakup, or something happened where in the course of the 3rd try, something is going on here. So let's get some more cards and see where that's going. Okay. I use a Celtic cross spread. Ooh, maybe it is a third party. 3 of Cups in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. High Priestess in the past. 5 of Cups in the headspace. 10 of Cups in the future. Clarifying cards up the right side. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. All right, let's just start right out of the gates that there's conflict with whatever the situation is. You're still in the midst of the conflict. It's not completely resolved. Okay. Nobody's taking action. Nobody is doing anything but recovering. Okay. So you're in the 5 of Cups headspace. You want to recover your emotional self from whatever just happened with this 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups in reverse. Now, both of these are in reverse. I still don't feel like this is a third party situation, guys. And I know that the cards would say otherwise, but I really don't. I really feel like this is a you know, like I said, third time's a charm. Okay, so I feel like that's what's coming up more than third party situation. I don't see another person here. Page of Wands is in reverse. Nobody's moving. Nobody's taking action. The conflict is more internal than external because the conflict externally already passed. Okay. There's a question of whether or not you followed your intuition correctly, because at one time the 9 of Cups energy was here and it's now in reverse. And that indicates that you were trying to manifest something here, Aquarius, and it doesn't seem like it's going the way that you thought it would. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Notice with the 5 of Cups, 2 of Cups are still upright. He can't see them though. So there's still hope in the situation. You just can't see it. Okay, but I don't see any major arcana coming up in the actual event, which leads me to believe that there's something about this that comes down to choice. So a choice you made, a choice your partner made, a choice the other person made, some type of choice that was made based on what you thought was your intuition, or a choice that you made based on your intuition to manifest your 10 of Cups. No, you know what I'm getting? All of this conflict is happening because you need to make a choice. There's a choice that needs to be made. There it is. That's what's going on. There's no action. Emotions are on the table. Thought space is on the table. No wands, except the 5 of Wands in the way that you're viewing the other person or the situation or yourself. So you are in conflict. Something's going on in your headspace, trying to reconcile some emotional event or some emotions that you're feeling, okay? If you're a divine masculine, this makes a lot of sense because from what I gather, there's been a lot of emergency readings or a lot of emergency messages regarding the twin flame connection going on right now. If you resonate with being a twin flame, and this won't resonate with every Aqua out there or cross watcher, and that's okay, specific group here. You're in your headspace trying to reconcile your emotions. Air signs typically are a bit disconnected from the deeper sense of emotional self. That's not a bad thing. I appreciate that being a water sign. I'm intensely engrossed in my emotional self most of the time, and I like to come to the surface and have a little bit of a lighter banter and an interaction like that. So I appreciate it when someone can kind of reel me in out of the depth of the water, because it's dark down there and sometimes lonely and it's really quiet, and sometimes I just want social interaction, and it's very helpful. So air signs, definitely, you know, you guys have your strengths as well. So I really think that what this is something, I do believe that there was some type of event with this person, significant other. I even think it could have a best friend feel to it too, is what I'm thinking. Is maybe even a best friend that you were looking to manifest into a full-blown relationship. Okay, because I do see the King of Cups here. Okay, he's on the table. He's in the distance over here as part of the one of the clarifying cards, a clarifier, which means he doesn't directly, he's not directly involved. So where he fits in really comes down to how the cards tell the story. But basically what it looks like is you guys are struggling to make a choice, and you know that you need to make a choice, and you're really trying to go deep on this one and use your intuition. But as you go deeper, here's what it is. Okay, here's what's coming up. As you go deeper, all of your past heartaches, all of your past emotional pains, all of your past stuff is just coming up. It's like bubbling up to the surface. And it's just like, I thought I dealt with this. Where did this come from? You know, like the spilt cups over here. I thought I dealt with this. I thought I coped with this. I thought I let this person go. Well, come to find out, Aqua, you're still kind of emotionally attached to some of those situations. And the deeper sense of those emotions is what's coming up. The heartache that you choked down and tried to pretend didn't exist anymore, or tried to just kind of chuck it in the past and act like it didn't bother you, kind of thing. Okay, but I see with the Page of Wands is you've gone inside yourself, but you're trying not to go deep. But in this past energy with this psychic card here, or this is also the card of intuition, the deeper sense of spiritual, not soul searching necessarily, but spirituality or finding your spiritual center is the High Priestess. And it's really tapping into your feminine self, okay? Male Aquas, you're probably gonna view yourself as the quintessential male, the masculine male. So getting in touch with your more feminine side is going to be a bit of a challenge. Although if you want to manifest your 10 of Cups, which is in the future position, and it really does matter to you, the happiness that you experience and the fulfillment that you get from this situation that you're trying to manifest, otherwise you wouldn't be trying to manifest it, is relegating that you deal with your emotional self. If you do not get in touch with your emotional self, it looks like it's just going to create external conflict. Because if you're dealing with a feminine energy, dismissing the emotional self is going to deny connection. It's going to block connection. None of these guys in this card are trying to connect. They're trying to compete. Okay, and I hear this a lot of times where women, you know, do say when they're kind of venting or complaining about their relationships that, you know, with their counterpart, you know, he is always trying to compete and I just want to connect. He wants to be the better partner, or he wants to be better at something, and she just wants to work as a partner or as a team. And there seems to be a bit of conflict in the ideology there about what masculinity versus femininity is, particularly when it comes to our cultural paradigm that we live in. Okay, this may resonate with you or not, you know, not every Aqua, like I said. And then please do take into consideration that when I say he, she, or divine masculine or feminine, I'm talking about the energies, because the universe doesn't care what your anatomical parts are. when it's talking about how you relate to one another and how you connect or contribute to conflict. It has to do with the energy that you're exerting. So you could absolutely be a female Aqua in this situation and exerting your masculine energy into this situation unemotionally or emotionally detached and denying your own connection because you're not in touch with your emotional self deeply enough to connect with this other individual, okay? And I do kind of see that maybe if this is a third party or was a third party situation, it looks like it was you, Aqua, because the Knight of Wands is in reverse in the way that you view yourself or your emotional concerns about the situation. And if you cheated, no judgment here, of course. Let's not judge each other. If you do leave comments, you guys take into consideration that there are lots of reasons why people do things and pursue different types of relationships. But when it comes to this energy, I do believe, now the Knight of Wands doesn't always show up as a player, but I think in this situation, what's resonating right now or what's channeling for me is that this is a little bit of player energy, not necessarily a third-party player or a cheater, but a player in the sense that you kind of had to put on a show. There was a little bit of dishonesty or misrepresentation, let's put it that way. I think some of you will be triggered by the word dishonesty because you consider yourself to be, you know, honest and you don't want to be called a liar. But misrepresenting yourself is not honest in an altruistic sense. So when it comes to the energy of this card, I think what you're trying to do is drop the mask, or you're concerned about whether or not you can drop the mask and still remain victorious in the situation because in your emotional and or hopes and desires position, you have this 5 of Swords. So you want to be the victor. You want to be the intellectual victor at least, or have some kind of psychological victory over the situation. So, and I do believe that what this is saying is you want to see things clearly. You want to have a very clear, very definitive yes or no, because the Judgment card has come up in the answer position in the Celtic cross spread, and the Judgment card is about making a decision. It's not necessarily about choice in the way that the 7 of Cups would be, or the Lover's card presenting in the same position. The Judgment card is about making that choice. So you know that you're being led or guided by the universe, or are coming into the end of a cycle where a choice needs to be made, and you are conflicted about what that choice, yes or no, is, okay? And I do believe that it has to do with the fact that you're recovering from something here that wasn't on the up and up, okay? I think the Knight of Wands and your emotional concerns with the 7 of Swords energy here, even though it's in reverse, I think this is because you're trying to move away from this energy, but the energy is still on the table, okay? So somewhere in yourself or in the relationship or in your partner or in the other person, there's this energy, the 7 of Swords energy. Who's going to cut out? Who's going to take their ball and go home? Who's going to grab up what they can get and leave, okay? And when I say the word cheat, don't think of it only in terms of one person stepping out of the relationship in a sexual way with another person, okay? There are other ways to cheat people, okay? You can make an agreement with someone and not live up to that, or not hold your end of the bargain up, or not make good on the deal, okay? And that's what the 7 of Swords really represents, is I made a deal with this person and I didn't keep up my end of the deal. I didn't keep up my end of the bargain. So I cheated in some way. And as a result, it seems like this energy could also potentially, for some of you, represent that you kind of were seeing something or sensing something coming up the pike, so you were going to preemptively take your whatever you can salvage and cut out, okay? So a situation that you had once thought was going to bring you absolute fulfillment, but what I'm kind of feeling from the cards is you jumped the gun on this one a little bit. You jumped the gun on this one because it looked like things were turning sour, but you manifested some of this in your intuition, and you don't get to control what the Tower causes to fall away. You don't get to necessarily determine how the universe pulls you through the energy of manifesting. The 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups energy, the 10 of Cups is in the upright in the future position. It's still on the table. Okay, so whatever you were trying to manifest in this situation, it's still potential. It's still on the table. Okay, so I think what it comes down to is whatever this choice is. This choice is going to make or break this deal. Make or break this deal. Make or break this relationship. Make or break the situation. Okay, so I kind of want to move in the direction of getting you an answer, but I don't feel like the answer's coming yet. I feel like there's more to talk about. Moonology. Yes. Okay, so clarify the High Priestess. Let's get some elaboration on what the High Priestess, what was Aqua manifesting? A personal issue reaches resolution, okay? This is to clarify the High Priestess. You could be dealing with a Cancer, because it is a Cancer, card of Cancer, full moon in Cancer. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, I feel like maybe you guys have some type of telepathic communication, or you feel or sense each other, because you are Aqua, the water bearers, don't forget. And Cancer is a water sign. So you guys would have some type of connection that maybe you've never had with anybody else. If you've never encountered a water sign like this before, could also explain why the 3 of Cups and the 5 of Cups has shown up on the table. There seems to be a lot of emotion surrounding this situation. Although the internal passion and conflict, or the passion and conflict is more internalized at this point, it could potentially have been a very passionate relationship as well. Okay, if we're dealing or talking about another person. So I think we've shuffled enough. Please, Spirit, clarify the 5 of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. Step out of your comfort zone. So it seems like whatever this situation is, you're out of your comfort zone, because this came up to clarify your headspace. So it confirms what we were talking about before about the 5 of Cups energy up there. Like, you're just conflicted about how to reconcile your emotional self in this situation, and you're definitely feeling out of your comfort zone. Okay, Spirit, clarify the 10 of Cups in the future position, please. What's the energy surrounding the 10 of Cups in the future position? Thank you. Okay, it says you are good enough. Okay, so if you're having issues about, or insecurities about whether or not you're good enough for this potential partner, or maybe that's why you felt the need to consider someone else. Okay, so here's what's coming through. Let me not speak for myself. When you find your counterpart, that relationship requires such a significant amount of vulnerability that it requires such a significant amount of vulnerability, the mask naturally comes off and you're exposed. And when you're exposed, the vulnerable part is that other person can see something they don't like and they can cut out and they can walk away. So should you just cut your losses and take what you can get from this situation? Or should you drop the mask and go, I want to say balls deep, which is a very Aqua thing to say, but not me. I wouldn't speak like that. Oh my God. I can't believe I think the first time I've blushed on camera before. Thanks. Hey, whew. Okay, Spirit. Please clarify the Five of Wands. What is this inner conflict about for Aqua? Thank you. Okay. Card come out as have faith in your dreams. Okay, so this would indicate that part of what you're facing as conflict is that you're feeling like you're on shaky ground a little bit. You don't have your footing. You don't feel solid. You don't feel stable. You know, you feel exposed, or you're starting to be exposed. You feel vulnerable. You feel like there's the chance of loss, of defeat, of failure. Okay, these are all very derogatory words to describe kind of what the Five of Wands energy would definitely bring up in a reading. Is it's like, well, there's all this conflict and I want to be the champion, you know, so how do I resolve what's happening in that situation? Sorry. Anytime there's intuitive, the chakra starts to activate and it makes the whole face tingle, and sometimes the nose. Okay, so let's clarify the Knight of Swords energy here, please, Spirit. Clarify the Knight of Swords energy. Okay, that card came out twice. Okay, you guys are focusing too much on yourself is what's coming through with this, even though the card says look at the bigger picture. Okay, I do feel like what it's really implying is that you're really just focusing on this finite little piece, and it's not that small. This is a much bigger situation than you, and I think that might feel overwhelming, and that's why you're trying to kind of minimize it or minimalize it even. And that could be why you're trying to maybe minimalize your other person's feelings. Okay, so an example of how you would minimalize someone else's, no, Aquas don't need examples. You guys are smart enough to figure that out. But for cross-watchers, what an example of minimalizing someone else's feelings is sarcastically putting down what they're feeling or telling them. So if you're a cross-watcher with an Aqua and they're verbalizing or vocalizing something sarcastic or joking with you about your feelings or kind of teasing you, what they call teasing you about your feelings, that's minimalizing or marginalizing your feelings and trying to make them seem smaller, because that makes it easier for Aqua to kind of deal with in small little doses. And Cancer, if you are a Cancer cross-watcher, please understand that Aqua needs more time to process through these deep emotions, and you need to come up for air and give them a break once in a while, or they're going to feel suffocated. And also, as a cardinal sign, Cancer, sometimes you just have to step back a little bit and let your Aqua kind of take the lead. If it's a masculine role that they really need to kind of have, cardinal sign can come off as a masculine energy, even in a feminine body. And it's very important for an Aqua male to feel masculine, even by definition. Even though they like to be considered different than everybody else, they would still by definition want to be considered masculine. So there's the paradox or the duality that kind of exists in your Aqua. Just learn to step back a little bit. And if you need some time alone, communicate that very clearly and without emotion, so that the Aqua can understand what it is that you really need, okay? So between the two of you, I feel like what's missing is the view of the bigger picture. There's a lot of focus on self here. Cancer, you could be focusing on yourself, or cross-watcher, you could be focusing too much on your emotional needs and being demanding in a way that you're not aware of with the Aqua. And the Aqua, you might be so focused on your inability to process through their emotional self as well as your own simultaneously, that you're overwhelmed by all of it all together, and it's causing an internal and external conflict. Okay, so much of an internal conflict that it's becoming an external conflict. Okay, so this card is really kind of encouraging you to look at the bigger picture sometimes. Okay, so we're going to get clarification on the Judgment card and the decision, please, Spirit. Okay. I've stopped rejecting cards, you guys. So whatever comes out, comes out. And it seems like this is obviously this is a big decision. Oh, okay. So where are we going first, Spirit? Okay, so confirmation cards, okay, is conclusions are within reach. So it's not so out of reach. It's not so big that you can't figure this out, but don't try to make it so small. Okay, so that's that card. Prosperity lies ahead. So you're still manifesting your 10 of Cups. Okay, this is the conflict stage that you have to resolve through to get over the hump to the 10 of Cups. So if you gave up now and self-sabotaged the situation, then you're not going to get your 10 of Cups with this person right now. That doesn't mean you'll never get your 10 of Cups. It just means it's not going to come right now. So you're poised in a perfect opportunity with the universe at your back, because the Judgment card is a major arcana card. And for me in my readings, any major arcana that comes through is really the universe at work, basically. I feel like you've got the universe at your back, setting things into motion. Work with the power of the universe to your advantage here. And when the universe has brought it to you to make a choice, then answer the call and step up into that position, okay? Nothing is yet set in stone. So there's another confirmation that whatever you think you see right now is an illusion. It really is. It's an illusion because it's fear-based. It's not based on love and the love that you guys have for each other. It's based on fear of rejection, fear of losing your freedom, fear of losing your well-defined masculinity or femininity in the relationship and how you guys are relating or reacting. Okay, so it does say also adjustments are required. It doesn't say suggested, it says required. So some adjustments are going to be needed in order to work through this and find the resolution. But it specifically says as a message to you, Aqua, what do you need to release? Okay, so now I feel led to the Soul's Journey lesson cards to kind of get clarification about what it is that you need to release. Okay. Service popped up. I feel good when I can help others. Okay. I feel like okay, service came up in the reverse. Okay. Cancer cross watchers, plug your ears. You're not going to like this. It's a very harsh truth, and I don't sugarcoat. Okay. I bring the message that comes. Aquas, if you're in a relationship or in this situation with a Cancer, I do believe what's happening is that you have kind of created a codependent relationship. Okay. An unhealthy codependency with Cancer. Not necessarily that you're codependent, but you've created or allowed enabling to take place where the Cancer has now become accustomed to certain aspects of the relationship that are creating conflict because it's starting to encroach in your space. And I did say before, actually, I'm being called back to the suffocation. So there must be something about suffocating or feeling suffocated. Okay, air signs need lots of space. Cancer or water signs or cross watchers, you guys. Air signs need some space. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, so maybe the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups are there because there's some insecurities about third-party situations that doesn't exist. So for some of you, which won't resonate with all Aquas or cross-watchers, but if you're a cross-watcher and and the rest of this reading resonates with you guys in your situation, your Aqua's not in a third-party relationship. The Three of Swords is in reverse. The Three of Cups is in reverse. There's no third party. You're it. Stop with the insecurity because it's suffocating. And your Aqua is trying really, really hard in service to this relationship to make this work. And they're struggling. They're really struggling with this amount of emotional stuff. Like they want happy emotions and they don't mind the happy stuff, but all this other like needy, it's coming off as really needy or clingy. So if you've heard the Aqua say needy or clingy, that's your cue. Don't get hurt by that, because that's, I mean, they're just going to speak directly to you and let you know that you just need too much. You just need too much from them. Okay. And maybe you do. Maybe that is the truth. Maybe you really do. You need to kind of give them some space and step back a little bit and trust your partner. Okay. So let's do that. Cross watchers, what do you need to release? Perseverance. You're coming at them too hard. Okay. It literally says that. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Yeah. But what are you setting your mind to? Becoming obsessed with your partner and suffocating the life out of them and the life out and snuffing out the life and the flame in the relationship? Because water puts out fire. Just saying. Okay. So perseverance can be good. There's a yin and yang duality to all things. Perseverance can be very good, but pressing too far and encroaching into someone's personal space, head space, emotional space, heart space, this can cause significant conflict. So if you're in a relationship with an Aqua as a cross watcher and you guys are experiencing a significant amount of conflict, step back and do some internal work for yourself. Give your Aqua some space to do the internal work that they need to do, and just trust that the universe is at work here, because it is. The Judgment card is here in the answer position, and it's driving. And understand that the Aqua person in the situation wanted to manifest this. They wanted this relationship with you. So if they told you that, you can trust that. You can trust that they are trying to manifest happiness with you, or set out to stabilize this relationship. Okay. I do feel like what's coming up now is the King of Cups is being, it's coming into the reading. So here's what's going on. The King of Cups is about a mature emotional energy. Okay, so if you are a water sign cross watcher and you're dealing with your Aqua, understand that if your Aqua has pulled the emotions off the table and is no longer expressing themselves emotionally, it's because you're not utilizing your emotional maturity. Okay, step up a little bit. Step into a bit of a more understanding role. And water signs, you can really do this. You're very capable of great empathy. Okay, don't forget that your Aqua is your friend. Okay, so if they're struggling with something, maybe it's time for you guys to not just support them by doing everything for them or telling them what to do. Sometimes what a person needs is time to figure it out for themselves so that they can feel like they can accomplish it and achieve it for themselves. That doesn't make you less important in the partnership. It sometimes gives them the opportunity to express their individuality, which is very important to an Aqua. Okay, very important to an Aqua to feel like an individual. And that doesn't mean that they're trying to get away from you or break up with you or find a person to cheat with. There's nothing like that going on in this reading. So if everything else resonated with you, cross watchers, please back up and give your Aqua a little bit of space. Aquas, we are now going to move into the answer, right? That's, I mean, we want to clarify the Judgment card. Okay, here. Okay. Clarify Judgment card for Aqua with the decision. How can we support Aqua in their decision-making process? Relationship. Aw. Here you go. Here's a supportive card for you guys, okay? To support your decision-making process, because it's caused so much internal conflict for you guys. And the card says, I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. So this is really a card about surrendering to the divine, not surrendering to your partner. Okay? May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. Okay? So that's very supportive. I like that for you guys. So this is a good positive affirmation to speak to yourself until you feel the release of it and that internal conflict kind of just relaxes. So there you go. There's your reading, Aqua, for April. If that resonated with you, go ahead and click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any thumbs up. It gets that message out there and circulates it for other Aquas and Crocs watchers so that we can help them work through their relationships too. And click the little bell so that you guys get notified of any new uploaded content as soon as it hits my channel. All right, you guys, have a good night. Light and love. I appreciate it. Bye.